Hi everyone, and welcome back. My name is Charlie, and this is of course the Motorcycle Rescuer channel. So yes, welcome back. Here we are. Here we have my CB200 1976. It's gone from absolute zero to absolute hero so far, and the slow bits and pieces I've been doing are really coming out well. My favourite thing so far might be some of your least favourite thing, and it's what I've done with the seat. I think you might have, in fact you have definitely just seen a video where I've shown you what I did with the seat. The seat is now trimmed, it's foamed, and I'm extremely pleased, absolutely extremely pleased. I'm looking forward to getting on with that. Some of the other bits and pieces I need to do, I want to put the throttle back on the handlebar, even though I won't be using them handlebars in the long run. I want it to be functional for now. So get them set up, and I want to change the coil leads and caps, and I want to put the rear seat on. I'd like to put the number plate and number plate holder on today. And my plan for the brake lights, which you may or may not like. So one of the things I needed to look into was the stuck rear brake. Look, see? Stuck. And I now know what the problem is. When I took this bar off to paint it, look, I've not put this bracket on properly, and that's literally hitting the brake and stopping it. So I need to, I think it needs to turn around, the whole bracket. I only kind of tacked it on, but yeah, I think I need to turn the whole thing around and then put both screws in, of course, and we'll be back to normal there, which is great news. I'll need to set the brake switch at some point, but I can't really mess with any of that until this is smoothly functioning. So next step, get this out, turn it around, get it all nipped up and buttoned up so that we're safe, secure, and the brake isn't hitting. So there you go, that's absolutely sorted now, no issues at all. That's great news. What do we want to see? I think you're going to want to at least see the seat on and pivoting. Let me show you what I've done with the seat. So instead of, well, I of course attempted to cut the tray down on the old one, and then I tried to put all this foam on the other one. And in the end, at the end of the day, I thought, hang on a minute, why do I need to worry about all that? I've got a base here, I love the shape off, I love the fit. Why don't I take the hardware from that one and bring it across? And that's exactly what I've done. So we've got the locking mechanism, we've got the pivot mechanism. We've had to kind of put bolts underneath to change the height, but no issue at all. And that's great. This absolutely pivots in the way you just saw it. I'll show you in a minute. I haven't seen it with the seat on and locked either yet, so it's going to be the first time I see it in that shape in a moment. I'm going to be popping the tank off soon because I want to change the coil leads and HT caps. So let me put the seat on. I want to see the seat on. So there you go, that's the seat on, and it's locked in place. That's how it's secured. I love the fact that it's secured in the same original factory way it was before. I don't need to mess with anything else on this. It's locked in, the key will unlock it. I haven't put the hinge bolts in on the other side, but we do have a working mechanism here like we did last week, and then it hinges up like that, and then you've got the same focus. John was worried about lack of mudguard. Actually, I was right, John. There's a metal mudguard that comes all the way up. The only area we might need to consider is here but frankly all that's going to be hitting is the plastic under seat. So I could probably make a little flat piece of metal to sit here. I'm not sure how I would secure it, but we can look at all of that. Everything else I think is all back and in place. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about my choice of rear lights. Now notice twice now I've said lights, because I'm not running one rear brake light, I'm running two. Now I found for the first time ever a set of mini indicators that also do running light and brake light. And I know what you're all probably thinking. You're probably thinking strip lights or something in the middle. Actually, it's going to be one here, number plate here. So we're going to have what looks like a indicator but is actually a running light and brake light here and here, and a number plate coming out here. So I think that's going to neaten up the rear end massively. Now you can also run indicators into that system if you want. I wasn't overly worried about indicators on this bike. I don't think I'm going to put them on yet. I think I'm going to use the brake lights first and see what we've got from there, really. I'll show you what they look like. They are these here. At first I thought they looked a bit modern for my liking, and actually when I looked at the, you know, what they look like, they're not. They're actually quite retro looking. Hopefully they work. You can always put them to the battery and test. It'll be black. It'll be black as the earth, and then all the others will do their different things. I don't know the qualities of these yet. They're plastic, but if they do the job, I'll look at a more expensive version of something similar. So I'm actually going to fit these now, just for my peace of mind, so I know what the final fitting looks like, and put the seat on, and then I'm going to focus on the number plate and the number plate bracket today, so that the rear end of this is nipped up, basically. So let me chuck these on. I'm not worried about the wiring at this stage. Although actually saying that, let's play with the wiring at this stage. Let me get you set up on the tripod. So here's the setup. I've just put the earth to the earth. With these things you rarely get instructions, which is ridiculous. It should just tell you what the basic wires do. But here you go, this is what we're looking at. Yellow's most likely to be indicator. So that indicator. And then blue is probably low beam, because red is kind of, so yeah, that's quite low, isn't it? That's quite low. So red should be a bit more dominant. Yes, okay, so right. So you'll be running with your blues, and then when the reds kick in, they'll be a bit more. There you go, that's spot on. That's exactly what I was going for. Don't get me wrong, these things are cheap. They may not stay on there for long. I may find more expensive versions of these and run them all round and add the indicators and whatever. But for now, I'm quite pleased that's yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So I'm going to put them on and get them kind of set up-ish. I say set up, but I don't actually know what we're looking for in here. Not a clue, actually. So green, this is obviously earth. That's earth. So we would have a running light and a brake light. So get rid of the earth. One of them will be a running light, one of them will be a brake light, but then we should have 4 other wires for the indicators, which may or may not still be here. They may be gone. So let me have a little look. What you do is there you get the, well, you can either attach the light unit itself and play with it, so you just plug the earth in and play with it. I'll probably do that. Let me see. So we've got power on the front light's on. All we're doing is we've got the earth plugged in. We'll check using the yellow wire because it's quite powerful, and we'll just see if any of these wires are powering the yellow. So I'm checking this green and yellow here. So I've got the yellow. Let's check the green and yellow. That's giving a power there. I'm going to check the others because I think the brake light is on here. Right, so they're both giving a power. Again, I think right, and that's not. So green and yellow and brown are both giving a power, and I think one of them is brake light and one of them is rear running light. So I will disconnect. If you look here, this has been on, so I think that is on and basically putting the light on, because it probably needs a new one, which I'll get at some point. So where does this go? It goes up here into the actually look, it's in the green and yellow. So the green and yellow is the brake light, and we said the red was that. So we would put the red in there, but I should disconnect the one down there or push it up or something. So that would mean that the brown goes to the blue, and that's the daytime running lights. So that's quite cool. I mean, these wires are thin and crap. I mean, this is really a cheap system, but I did just want to get a feel of the rear end of the bike because I might hate it. Really, I want a little round light here just behind the seat. Ultimately, that's what I'd prefer, but I did want to trial these. So I am going to put these on and I am going to wire them up, and we're going to see how they are. The other thing is I want to get the throttle back on at some point, so I'll need to find the throttle itself. I've seen it's in there somewhere, and yeah, and we'll see if we can get back. We'll see if we can look like a bike by the end of today. So because the headlight's on, when I turn the key on, we should have running lights. When I've disconnected the rear brake, but when I pull on the rear brake, we should then have brake lights. So we should have running lights with the ignition on. Headlight, running lights, lovely, lovely. I mean, of course, they're not the brightest in the world, but not a huge issue at this stage. So we should have brighter brake lights. Hey, yes, lovely, great. I need to get a new. The spring has just got a bit old and tatty on here, and they cost pennies. So I need a new spring. I might just get a whole new system for it. But that's great news. Let me switch the ignition off. In fact, if I switch the light off, yes, good. So very good. Very happy with that. Well, I say that, very happy with that. Let's chuck the seat on. Let's see what it looks like with the seat on, and we'll get an idea of if it's manageable or not. What? I will put the throttle on in a minute. That. I thought you was against this seat, or was that Sultan? That's Sultan. You like that? Yeah, it looks much better than the... Exactly. It does, doesn't it? You need to paint it. Paint what? The tank. I'm not sure I'm going to it at the moment. Paint the original colour. There you go, guys. That's the seat on and locked down. That's the rear lighting. Yes, it looks a little bit silly at the moment. What I need to do is find the number plate and the number plate bracket, and we need to look at mounting that and then seeing if it works. For all we know, the number plate's wider than the indicators. So let me go and pull that out and we'll have a look.